Good morning, everyone. It's another episode of Rantz. It's Crisandro again, and back at work again. And yeah, it's a good reason to be at work. Well, it's a good reason to feel happy at work, I should say, after a good victory over West Ham for the men's over the weekend. As I have to say, if you've seen it, and I recommend that you do because that is a good example of possession-based football killing the opposition. You know, everyone marvels at what Manchester City do. I know we're not quite at that level yet, but you can see the fruits of that kind of sign. You can see the sign of that kind of fruit just starting to bear now, and it was good. It was good. We controlled it from start to finish. Yes, they scored. And yes, they had another chance, I think, with Antonio ballooning it over from a position where it was easy to score. But you have to say we controlled it from start to finish. Son is unlucky not to get a hat trick. The first goal going in being attributed to an own goal to Kurt Zuma, who I have to say was getting a bit of a rough ride throughout the game, and I don't know if that put him off or not, but it was a mistake which is kind of characteristic of Spurs this season, because I think that's the 14th own goal that has been scored for us this season, which makes them our third highest top scorer in the league. Kane top, of course, Son second, and then own goals third. It's amazing, really, and we saw that own goals scored in the last, I think, two of the last three games. I can't remember. I think all the goals, the Romero goal was a Kulusevski shot which came off him. So yeah, so basically, yeah, two of the last three games we've had own goals. Maguire and Zuma, ones who usually like to score own goals, scored for us. So that was good. And then when Sonny made it 2-0, it was kind of like we were in complete control then. I think that was another Kane assist, wasn't it? Or was Kane? I know Kane assisted in the first one, which was the own goal. I can't remember who got the second assist for got an assist for Sonny's first goal. And it was control. We played very well, fantastic. And then they scored a needless corner, and then side when Ramos was not picked up. Now a lot of people were kind of like worried where I was, kind of like, oh, dread. I must have been the only one who sat there really, really calm, just kind of sat back and enjoying the football, enjoying the even when it in the second half we just kind of like sat back and just kind of like just to take our foot off the pedal, just to get a breather. We sat back and we just kind of soaked up the pressure and tried to hit them on the break countless times. That's what we tried to do. But apparently, a lot of people need to try and. This is how Spurs are going to be from now on, possession based. We're not just going to be high intensity, non-stop, 95 miles an hour for 90 minutes. Not going to do that. Not going to do that. So get used to it. That's all I'm going to say. Just get used to it. Get used to watching our possession-based football. Get used to us. We need to take a breather. We'll sit back and check out the pressure, then hit the opposition on the counter. Get used to it. And even there's a point where Rodri is becoming fast becoming my favourite player. Did a little pirouette trick on the edge of the area. I think was a ball that came to him must have been from Lloris, and he had two players converging on him. And I just sat. I knew what he was going to do. I knew what he was going to do, but apparently everyone panicked. And the thing is, you're going to panic, then you might as well just give up watching Spurs for now, because we've got players who are comfortable on the ball. And when Skippy comes back, he's going to be as comfortable on the ball as well. If that happened, if that was last season, you can bet your bottom, well, even earlier this season, you can bet your bottom dollar that Lloris would have panicked and given that ball away to the opposition or something like that, or played a risky pass to the defender. But this one was all control. We knew exactly what he was going to do. And Bentancur just did a little pirouette, took two players out, and then we got four from there. I enjoyed it, but people panicking. I mean, yeah. I mean, we are pretty much when I say we, I mean the Premier League teams are pretty much the dominant sides in Europe. But in Europe they enjoy that sort of skill. You know, that sort of stuff plays well to the gallery, but it doesn't seem to here. Always in the panic. We just want to just grab the ball and just hoof it up the pitch. Yeah. It's not the 60s or the 70s anymore. They're just going to hoof the ball up and then try and contest the second ball. It's not going to be done. Now we have to try and play from the back, and now we're going to look at a team that's comfortable from playing from the back. And that's the crucial thing. And that's I know the third goal was pretty much route one almost, but we played. Well, we held onto the ball and we played possession-based football, and we were good. We were fantastic. And then the third goal from Sonny was a clearance ball from Lloris, knocked on by Kane. Of course, it gets the second assist of the match. And then Sonny had the acre of the final third to just race in and score. And that was 3-1. And the West Ham fans, before that, was streaming out. Thing was, I mean, every single other club's fans sings this Tottenham get battered everywhere we go. Every club. And you kind of wonder. I did not know we were that hated. Well, obviously I knew that we were hated, but not to that extent. And it was weird hearing Leicester fans singing it. It was weird hearing Man United fans singing it. Especially when it was only just 3-2. West Ham was singing it as well when they won 1-0 with a lucky goal. I think it was Kane didn't pick up a player and Antonio scored. And that's what they were singing. West Ham, Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. And now they're trying to change it to say that we were overtired playing extra time against whoever it was in Europe. Can't have it both ways, man. You can't have it both ways. But if losing 1-0 is a battering as you claimed it was, then tell me what a 3-1 defeat is. Tell me, Happy Hammers. But that's literally the position that you're going to adopt. That's the position that most teams' fans are adopting. Special shout out to the talking about fans. Special shout out to the three who tried to disrupt the game with a protest. I wasn't quite sure what was happening, but then when I saw that third protester, which was a female protester wearing an orange shirt, my mind flashed back to a picture I saw at Everton of a guy who put a tie around his neck on a goalpost. I think that's what they were trying to do. This was what was a break and play. I can't remember what the protest was about now. I can't remember what his shirt said, but if that's, I mean, as you know, I support anyone's legitimate right to protest. I mean, that's all well and good, and that highlights everything. That highlights what they need to highlight, I guess. But all it does is just get Spurs a fine because they can't control the supporters. That's how it looks. Even though the protesters weren't actually there to legitimately watch the game, they were there to protest, and they were just picking the right moment where everything looked stretched in the security to then burst onto the pitch and then tie themselves to the goalpost. I suppose it is what it is, and the nature of things. I mean, the war in Ukraine. And sorry if there are any Russian fans on the channel. It is a war. I'm sorry. You just have to see the pictures and not the non-pictures that you're being fed. And so the war in Ukraine and also the price of oil and everything like that is going to bring the protesters out. But all it does is just get Spurs a fine now, and it's something that we don't need right now. But it is what it is. It didn't really spoil the day. Spurs won 3-1, and has broken that sequence of win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. So that's 2 straight wins now after winning against Brighton in midweek, and now the game against West Ham. But more crucially, in the league form, it means that there's now 4 wins out of 5 for Spurs. So on the up. Next game. Well, there's international break now, so we have to see how that pans out. But during that international break, the women's team play Arsenal, but we do play Chelsea this coming Wednesday. So I shall come back on the Thursday and talk about what I think about that game, and we shall see. But yeah, Spurs hammering the hammers, and they get battered everywhere they go. What a great weekend that was.